top of it.
I mean, it's extraordinary.
Wow. Adam, how are you? You well? I'm alright. Yeah, thanks.
Good to see you, Nigel.
How are you, man?
Good to see you. Looking well.
You seen Shakes?
No, not yet. No.
Yeah?
Looking well.
Hey?
Is he looking well?
He's alright. Growing old gracefully.
Nigel, do you take valuable points when you get them? Do you look at that and go, well, that was, obviously there were three there, possibly in the second half of the game?
Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from, but again, I think if you've heard me speak over the last few weeks, many times I've spoken about the fact that we might have to deal with a few difficult times, and sometimes that'll be losing, sometimes it will be dealing with the disappointment of thinking maybe we should have won today. But I've seen our players again putting in an incredibly honest performance and a very good performance too, in the sense that we played against a side with lots of attacking options who dominated the first 15 minutes or so of the game. I mean, we struggled to get a foothold in the game just because they came with a positive intent themselves. So when I look back at any performance and result, the first thing I do is to think about whether we've had the right performance. And I think, again, the players take incredible credit from the way that they've gone about trying to win the game today. And yeah, on another day, maybe I could be sitting here talking about winning 3 points. But it's another hard-fought point, a clean sheet, a game that we can look back on and say we've created some great chances, but also a game in which I know we've had one of our attacking players clear one off the line. So all those things together would suggest to me that we've got a group of players who get the situation that we're in and are doing everything that they can to find the right results for us. So that is a positive for me.
Do you feel like your team, it felt, looking at it, like a plan that you absorbed a lot of that early pressure and then came really strong after the break? I mean, was that the plan, or was that
I would, and the players would have liked to have been able to press a bit higher. But whenever you play against one of Jose's teams, you know that there's going to be some tactical conundrums to solve, and they started very well in possession, and so it meant that we had to defend it a little bit deeper than we would like, but we found the solutions, and the players found the solutions out on the pitch. And I think that's when you play against a side like Spurs, when you do get the ball back, it's important that you make the most of your possession. And I thought today, yeah, it took a while for us to find our rhythm, but we did do. And the positives I take from that are that even when you're not, or when we aren't playing with a sort of fluidity that we would like to have, that the players are still prepared to do and find the answers out on the pitch by sticking in there until we can get the ascendancy. And I thought towards the end of the first half, and certainly in the second half for long periods, we caused them lots of problems. And on another day, as I've already said, I could be sitting here and talking about converting chances and winning the game, but it's not the case. But I'm still really pleased with how the players have approached today, because it's a tough game for us.
What did you make of that incident in the first half, Nigel, which caused a delay in the game, where challenged by who on the Tanganga might have been referred to VAR, but it wasn't because the referee's battery went against technology?
Yeah, what do I think of it? I don't know, to be honest with you, because I've not really seen enough of it. But I take your point that it is going to be another talking point, and obviously VAR continues to be something that we are discussing regularly, but the officials aren't. VAR's here to try and help the officials, and I think at least the officials are trying to be transparent with it. So I don't intend to ever come in here and I say that, and I hope I can back that up, but I don't ever intend to come in here and try and moan too much about how things go, because if I'm honest, with the penalty decision today, it's incredibly harsh in the sense that the speed of which that happens. I was surprised that we had the penalty. I would have loved us to have converted it, but it didn't happen. But we're going to have teething problems. So it's probably a talking point, but I can't really give you a definitive answer because I've not seen it back, to be honest with you.
Could you talk to us a little bit about...
Say again, sorry?
Sorry, could you talk to us a little bit about Nathaniel Chalobah, how you found working with him? He had an authoritative performance today.
He's been fabulous again today. So I'm when you inherit a squad of players, I think if any manager was going to be absolutely honest with you, sitting in front of you talking about a squad of players that you do inherit, there are times that clearly there are players that you'd like to change because they might not be your type of player, or you might have an opinion on them. I have to say that I feel pretty lucky that the group of players that I've inherited, I think, is a really good squad of players in terms of what they bring, but also their personalities and chemistry is also very, very positive. So, that's a great starting point. And he's the type of player, going back onto him now, he's the type of player that is very, very important for us, because he's got a real emotional attachment to the club. He's a gifted player. He's had to find a way of regaining the form that he wants to. So he's been a bit frustrated, and I think if you spoke to him, he would probably verbalise that himself, that it's been a difficult year or so for him. But I'm really pleased that he's had opportunities and is performing well for the team. So, in the situation that we find ourselves in, and we're still in a difficult situation, we've worked hard to give ourselves a better opportunity of avoiding relegation, but we've still got an awful long way to go. When you've got characters like him in the dressing room, it's positive, and that's something I'm thankful for.
Has the squad surprised you then, in that case, given what you said just then? Did you find you expecting to make quite a few changes, and maybe the team has probably surprised you in terms of the things you talked about, the chemistry, the culture?
Yeah. I came in with a very open mind, and I think you always hope that there is enough material to work with, and I made I didn't have preconceived ideas about, people want to talk now, the window's open, people want to talk about the business that you can do. I'm really not that bothered about doing business, to be perfectly honest, because I think we've got players capable of delivering, but whether we do more business will be based on whether we as a football club decide it's in our interest to strengthen what we've already got. But in all honesty, I think we have a nice blend at the moment, and I think we have people who are committed to affecting the situation that we're in. I think that is, more than anything, a huge positive for us.
Nigel, on the clean sheets, I think that's
Yeah.
you've kept now since you've
I haven't. They have.
since you've been here. How pleasant is it to have that base, got that base, if you like, so relatively quickly?
If you talk to defenders and goalkeepers, they will, if strikers judge themselves by goals scored, then defenders and goalkeepers would do the same with clean sheets. But the key to it is having a collective mentality and personality. So we have to make sure, and we did it today. So in the first half, where we didn't really find a way of getting enough meaningful possession in the first half, we still had a stubbornness to our setup in which we defended well as a team. And what that does for defenders and goalkeepers is give them a chance to enjoy doing what they're on the pitch to do. In the same way that when we are an attacking force, there's still midfield and defensive players involved in that in that sort of process, if you like. So the most important thing for us is to have this collective identity, because you're playing a team sport, and you've got a much better chance of shining, would be a word I would use, but to maximise what you are as an individual if the framework in which you work in is efficient. And we've got it right more often than not. We don't always get it perfect, but as long as the intention is there and as long as the application is there, it's a lot easier to not accept, but to understand when things don't work the way that you want to. And so, again, I have to give the players an awful lot of both credit and no, credit's enough, I suppose. I give them credit for the fact that they've embraced the situation for what it is. They've just they understand where we are, and they've not shirked responsibility. That's massive. In the situation that we're in, that's a huge, so people want to talk about technical ability, and people want to talk about loads of different things, but on a daily basis, you need the work ethic and the professionalism to be a key component, and that goes for all of us. That's not just the players, that's for the staff as well. And I think this club has an incredible amount of potential, but what we have to do is protect our immediate future, and that is by doing what we can to get out of the situation that we're in, which we are still in. And this is the point that we've given ourselves a better chance, but what we haven't done is eradicated the threat of relegation. We've got to deal with the fact that we're in a relegation battle, and what we've produced recently is good, but that's the baseline for us.
All right, guys.
Okay? Thank you. Safe journey home.